day.
We're going to have a good time.
You've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account.
Oh my gosh. Specific answer.
They're learning quick.
Can we Google it?
Whatever. Okay.
All business
He's a quick
assets.
study.
There's so many words I want to say.
Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
Here. I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
There's nothing better than a Subway Series footlong, except when you add a new footlong sidekick, like the boss with a new footlong cookie. This might be my favorite sidekick ever. What?
Every epic footlong deserves a perfect sidekick.
Out and enjoying the outdoors.
So come join us at the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where every day is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make your mark on the world. We can't wait to welcome you into our hive. Go Yellow Jackets!
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to UW Superior men's basketball here on 91.3 FM KUWS and also on Yellow Jacket TV, where it's the pregame show sponsored by the National Bank of Commerce as the Yellow Jackets taking on Northwestern here tonight in Game 1 of a doubleheader here from Mertz Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Superior. This is Matt Johnson. I'll be here for both games for you as the Yellow Jackets and the Eagles meeting up for the second time, both the men and the women taking on Northwestern for the second time here in the 2024-2025 campaign. The Yellow Jacket men leading things off here in game number 1, while the Yellow Jacket women will be coming up in game 2 against the Eagles. Yellow Jacket men in this first contest come into this game against first place Northwestern, sitting at 8-11 overall. They are 5-3 in the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference. Greg Polkowski in his 8th season at the helm of the Yellow Jacket program. His career record to date, 85 wins and 97 losses for Coach Polk to this point in his Yellow Jacket coaching career. Yellow Jackets coming off of a loss their last time out, falling to North Central in a tight contest from Clark Danielson Gym in downtown Minneapolis by the final score of 79-76. In that contest on Saturday, the Yellow Jackets trailed by 6 at halftime before making a second-half comeback that eventually led to a 5-point lead for the Yellow Jackets with 6:45 remaining in the second half. But North Central came right back after that, taking a 6-point lead, 1:02 remaining, and the Yellow Jackets never regained the lead and dropping the contest. In the first half of that game, North Central connected on a sizzling 68% of their shots on the way to taking a 39-33 lead into the break. In the second half, the Yellow Jackets rallied to take their largest lead of the game on 62-57, following a fast break bucket from Javon Walker with just under 7 minutes remaining in the second half of that game. But the Rams went on to outscore UWS 16-5 over the next 5 minutes and 43 seconds to take a 73-67 advantage on a basket by Remy Wedgeworth-Brown with 1:02 remaining. From there, the Yellow Jackets never got closer than 1 point as North Central shot and made 6 straight free throws over the final 23 seconds to seal the victory. For the game, the Yellow Jackets connected on 45.6% of their shots and had 4 players score in double figures, led by Walker, who netted a game-high 22 points on 6 of 15 shooting. Walker also made 9 of 11 free throws in the contest. Reed Johnson, who's having a very strong senior year for UWS, added 19 points and 7 rebounds while knocking down 9 of 15 shots in the game. Andrew Beers, the sophomore, meanwhile, finished with 13 points off the bench, while TJ Moberg had 10 more points in that loss for the Yellow Jackets. Meanwhile, Northwestern comes into this contest sitting at 11-8 overall, 6-2 in the UMAC, which gives them first place all alone in a very, very tight UMAC conference race here this season. Tim Groves, in his 25th season, he's the dean of coaches in men's basketball in the UMAC. They've won their last 2, have the Eagles, including posting an 87-67 win over Martin Luther this past Saturday at the Erickson Center down in St. Paul. In that contest, the Eagles shot 51.4% in the opening half on the way to taking a 46-31 lead into the intermission. And from there, Northwestern continued to pull away, expanding their advantage to 28 points in the second half before settling in for the 20-point victory. For the game, Northwestern shot 43.5% and had 4 players score in double figures, led by Elijah Burns, who had 19 points and grabbed 10 rebounds on 7 of 11 shooting. Japheth Nyamari also had a strong game for the Eagles, 17 points on 7 of 17 shooting, while Lewis Wolbert finished with 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Noah Frezel also finished in double figures with 11 points, while Soren Anderson grabbed a team-leading 17 rebounds in that game on Saturday. So the Yellow Jackets coming into this one coming off of a loss, while the Eagles have won 2 straight, and that sets the stage for tonight's game 1 of our doubleheader as the Yellow Jackets looking to split the season series with the Eagles here tonight at the Mertz. And with that being the case, we'll take our first time out of the pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce, and come back with more, including a conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Greg Polkowski. That's coming up right after this. This is Yellow Jacket men's basketball on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. I'm now joined by Yellow Jacket head coach Greg Polkowski. Coach, thanks for joining me for the interview, as always. I think as we go into this stretch run here, you've got 6 games left in the regular season to try to figure out this playoff situation. It's a logjam at the top. You've got Northwestern in first right now. They're at 6-2. And then 4 teams at 5-3, and you're one of them. So this is about as tight as it's been, I think, in the conference standings at this juncture of the year as I can ever remember. And it's really going to make for some interesting basketball here before we get into the last couple games we've had against Crown and North Central. But I don't think I've ever seen the league quite have this much parity and this much competition for those top 4 spots heading to this part of the season.
Yeah. No, I, and as I was just listening to you and hearing you out, as far as the parity goes, Northwestern at 6-2, and then, 4 of us at 5-3, and Crown sitting right there. So, it's been, there's a lot of, whether you want to call it parity, competitiveness. I think it's for a health, it's from a league standpoint, it's what you want to see in league play. And I think definitely as a fan, it makes for great, anticipation and great games. Obviously, when you're playing or coaching for one of those teams, you always want to be, at the top. And, we spent a little time there. We got a chance tonight to get back to the top. And but with the competitiveness and parity of the league, as you mentioned, you can be sitting first tonight, or you can be sitting, back in that log jam, which is, anywhere from 2, 3, 4, even 5. So, it's been a very competitive league. And I think from our league standpoint, I think we talk about it every year. But it's, I think it's as competitive as it's ever been. And that, again, that's a good thing for the league.
Looking at it, too, and the results are bearing that out as far as how competitive it is. You guys had a nice road win against Crown since, your last home against Morris with that overtime loss. And then had another very tight game with North Central. This is becoming a broken record with them. Every game you guys play with them, it feels like comes down to 1 or 2 possessions. Just want to get your sense or your feelings about how those 2 games played out and what you thought your team in those 2 games last time out.
Yeah, I think at Crown it was I played a very complete game. We had some guys play some bigger minutes. We had a little different lineup. I think in some of our past conversations we've talked about rotation and lineup with this team this year because there's a lot of options and in a lot of ways that can be a positive for us, but it can also be very challenging. It can be also very challenging, especially with all the seniors we have. But I thought in Crown we really committed to playing bigger. We had 3 of our sophomore bigs playing, in the first half. 2 of them started, and we had a really good first half down there again. Obviously, Reed Johnson had a good game and others. That's a week or so now ago, so I don't recall the exact box. But, we're able to play a really nice offensive game. I thought we were really dialed in defensively too. And, played a good game down there against a Crown team that, is I think can beat anybody. And then at North Central, we got down early, took the lead. I think we were, 5-6 minutes left. I think we were up 5. They made some big plays down the stretch. I thought they had, great preparation. Credit to North Central in their game. Our guys did a lot of good things to really battle back in that game. For us, I think we're finding ways to score, from a field goal percentage standpoint. We've been doing pretty good that way. Finding ways to score. Obviously, Reed Johnson scoring at a high clip always helps things, but I think that's been good. I think, you're looking at, you had an overtime game against Morris that you talked about. We play a 1-possession game at North Central. For us, it's going to, we missed 9 free throws down at North Central. There's some takes at the rim I thought, you can have. We made some tough shots too. So I think, again, offensively we're fine, but, we've got to be really complete on defense. And I know we've always prided ourselves on that, but whether it's getting back in front of the ball, whether it's finishing, the rebound game, which I do think has been improved over the last few weeks. We can't afford any costly mistakes, even things that might not be obvious things, but whether it's getting out of a stance, whether it's, staying in our shell, we gave up a couple looks to them that, I think if we're just a little more disciplined on things that, maybe we're able to get out of there with a one possession win. But it's all good. I mean, it's college basketball. It's competitive. Nobody's going to play perfect. They didn't play perfect. We didn't play perfect. So yes, another very competitive game. And, they're going to keep being that way here for the next 3 weeks.
During this game today against Northwestern, obviously, like I said, they're setting the pace right now. Just a game up on you guys, North Central, Bethany Lutheran, and Minnesota Morris. So that's the logjam that we're talking about. And then Crown one game behind all of the 5 and 3 teams. So you basically have got 6 teams playing for 4 spots right now for the conference tournament. We'll talk more about that, of course, in future interviews, I'm sure. But this is a Northwestern team that has, again, they look very much like a typical Tim Groves coach team. I mean, this is his 25th year. He's been there a long time. Kind of the elder statesman coach, basically, in the league. And they're a team that it looks like they're capable of scoring a lot of points. They shoot the ball pretty well. Look like they're pretty deep as well.
Yeah, they have some depth off the bench for sure, both on the perimeter and the interior. I do think, they're, just as you kind of talk about the identity of their team, I do think there's a number of shot makers on that team that they shot the ball, I think, if I'm recalling correctly. I don't remember the exact number. Maybe it was 11. Maybe I'm off in saying that. Maybe it was 7. I don't remember the exact number. But they made some really tough shots against us down there. I thought we did contest the ball pretty well. But whether it was Green, whether it was Nyamari, Frizzell, the other guard off the bench, really made some huge shots. So their ability to shoot the ball, I think, is as good as anybody right now. And I think that's, kind of been an X factor for them. They've made some huge shots. They always take care of the ball, as you mentioned. And they have that size and, on the interior that, they've always had as well, where, we've really got to bring our A game on the glass today. I thought that was probably the biggest deficit down at Northwestern in game 1 that, just didn't allow us to really get back in it. Was their shot making and our ability to compete better on the glass. So as far as what their team looks like, I think those are their biggest strengths for sure.
All right, Coach. Well, as always, thanks for your time and good luck today against the Eagles.
Thank you, Matt, as always.
That was Yellow Jacket head coach Greg Polkowski. I'll be right back with more Yellow Jacket men's basketball right after this on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMass Sports Network. Back here at the Mertz, about a minute and a half away from the opening tip of this contest between the Yellow Jackets and Northwestern. We'll give you the starting lineups for the two teams. Sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. For the Yellow Jackets, they will line up this way. Starting in the backcourt, 6'3" senior from Sheffield, Minnesota, Reed Johnson. He's the Yellow Jackets' leading scorer, averaging 15.9 points per game. He'll be joined in the backcourt by a 5'10" senior from Champlin, Minnesota, TJ Moberg. Moberg comes into this game averaging 4.2 points per outing. Starting at forward, 6'7" sophomore from Slinger, Wisconsin, Andrew Beers. He averages 3.8 points per contest. Starting at guard, 6'4" senior from right here in Superior, Joey Barker. He averages 9.7 points per game. And rounding out the Yellow Jackets starting five, 6' senior from Rocheron, Texas, Javon Walker. He averages 15.4 points per game. Meanwhile, the Eagles will line up this way. Starting at guard, 6'1" junior from Anoka, Minnesota, Japheth Nyamari. He averages 18.3 points per game. Starting at forward, 6'5" sophomore from Perham, Minnesota, Soren Anderson. He averages 11.8 points per game. Starting at guard, 6' senior from Volga, South Dakota, Kelton Vincent. He averages 3.4 points per game. Starting at another guard slot, 6'1" sophomore from Roseville, Minnesota, A.J. Green. He averages 13.1 points per game. And rounding out the starting five for the Eagles, 6'6" senior from Grand Prairie, Texas, Elijah Burns. He averages 10.5 points per outing. So those are your starting lineups for the two teams. Again, sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. And with that being the case, we'll bring a close to the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. We'll take one more quick break and then come back for the opening tip of this contest between the Yellow Jackets and the Eagles, sponsored by Barker's Island Inn. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is Yellow Jacket men's basketball on 91.3 FM KUW Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here at the Mertz as the two teams are being introduced to the gathering here by our public address announcer for the both games of this doubleheader. Nick Plant down below me here on the court here at the Mertz, Yellow Jackets and the Eagles. Men again getting the doubleheader underway here in about 2 minutes. The women's game, meanwhile, will come up about 20-25 minutes after we go final, so stick around for that. Meanwhile, we will check out now the series notes between the Yellow Jackets and the Eagles. Northwestern over the years has taken 19 of 30 matchups with the Yellow Jackets dating back to February 2nd of 1994. The Yellow Jackets and the Eagles met earlier this season. In fact, that first matchup was played back on January 22nd at the Erickson Center in St. Paul, with the Eagles defeating the Yellow Jackets by a score of 82-72. In that contest, Northwestern shot 53.2% as a team and had three players scoring double figures, led by Japheth Nyamari, who scored 24 points. Reed Johnson led all scorers with 33 points for the Yellow Jackets. UWS's last win over Northwestern came back on January 12th of 2024 when the Yellow Jackets edged the Eagles 71-69 in overtime at the Erickson Center in St. Paul. So those are some series notes as the Yellow Jackets and the Eagles about ready to get this one underway. The Yellow Jackets in their home white jerseys will be going from right to left in this opening 20 minutes, while the Eagles in their traveling purple jerseys will be going from left to right. Again, thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday evening for Yellow Jacket men's basketball. So happy to have you along for game one of our doubleheader. The Eagles right now gathering right near midcourt. The Yellow Jackets will be joining them in a moment as the lights have come back on here at the Mertz, meaning we are, like I said, moments away from getting this one underway. Games between the Yellow Jackets and the Eagles have been pretty competitive over the years. Yellow Jackets defeated Northwestern in the semifinals of the UMAC tournament 2 years ago. These two teams split their meetings last year, with each winning on each other's home court. While Northwestern again holding serve at home in the first matchup. See if the Yellow Jackets can return the favor here in game number 2. Soren Anderson will jump up for Northwestern against Andrew Beers for UW Superior as our officials blow the whistle. And the opening tip is controlled here by Northwestern, and we are underway. This opening tip sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, and the Eagles into the front court here. And right to the basket with the left hand, missing the shot short was A.J. Green. It'll be knocked out of play off of Beers. It will stay with the Eagles here. Just 11 seconds elapsed here. Again, thank you for joining us here for Yellow Jacket men's basketball. Hoping for a good matchup here as inbounding will be Kelton Vincent, left baseline here for the Eagles. He lobs it in now, right side Soren Anderson, who won the opening tip for the Eagles. Gives it off. Here's Nyamari now. Shafeth Nyamari. Now left side. This is Elijah Burns. Burns going on the baseline now, kicks it back out. 5 seconds to shoot as they swing it now right side. Nyamari on the baseline. He'll pop from 18 feet. That one off the front rim. Rebound grabbed underneath, and then having it knocked away was Anderson. Yellow Jackets back to the way now with Moberg. Now Javon Walker left side on the wing. Out on top, it's TJ Moberg, and he'll set up the Yellow Jacket offense here as Nyamari plays tight defense on him at the top of the key. Walker now for UWS. They'll swing it right side. Reed Johnson now stepping inside. He'll fade away from 10 feet, goes up and gets the roll on it. Reed Johnson gets the Yellow Jackets out to a 2-0 lead here. Short jump shot right side of the lane for Johnson. Makes it a 2-point advantage for the Jackets. As coming in the front court now is Nyamari. Right side, he'll hand it off now on the bounce. It is A.J. Green. Now back out on top, here's Vincent. Burns. He'll hand it off. Now they go left side. Here's A.J. Green going baseline, picking up his dribble. 5 seconds to shoot. Out on top now, Nyamari. He'll try a long three-point shot. That one's wide to the left. Good defense by the Jackets. Didn't draw any iron. It's a shot clock violation. So UWS, through the first two possessions, holding Northwestern without a field goal here, leading it 2-0 as Barker will trigger it in. And now it's TJ Moberg for the Jackets coming into the front court. Right-hand dribble. Pass comes out on top for Beers. Beers will send it right side. Reed Johnson, Barker. On the baseline now. We'll kick it back outside for Barker. 3-point shots in the air, and it's good. Right wing triple from Joey Barker. And the Jackets score the first 5 points and lead this game 5-0. As Green into the front court now. Handing it off, Nyamari. Right side, Vincent now. Soren Anderson. Picking up his dribble. Now going left side again. Another deep shot clock here for the Eagles. 5 seconds to shoot as Nyamari steps through with the runner in the lane. That one off the front rim, no good. Rebound tapped up, and that's no good. And now will go out of play, and the Yellow Jackets will put it in, leading it still 5-0 here. 2.5 minutes elapsed here from the Mertz, and UWS leads it 5-0, and now the Eagles going to go into the bench here in the early going. Lewis Wolbert's in for the first time. Noah Frizzell also in for the first time. Also checking in, Caden Stevens as the Jackets into the front court. Moberg, Beers out on top. Now Javon Walker. Barker will swing it right side. Beers, top of the key. Left side now, Moberg. Lost the handle on it. Picking it back up now, Barker. 10 seconds to shoot for UWS. Javon Walker will bomb from 3 right side, and he knocks it down. Javon Walker with the triple right side. Good to see Walker knock down a triple. Struggled from out there earlier in the year, but has hit a couple now in the last few games, including that one, and the Jackets lead it now 8-0. Frizzell on the right side. On the wing now, Burns. Now backdoor cut, Nyamari stepping through. It goes up with the shot, and he'll get Northwestern on the board for the first time. After 8 straight for the Jackets, it's Nyamari getting the bucket to make it 8-2. And UWS into the front court. Pass comes right side now. Reed Johnson. Johnson now Moberg, top of the key. Beers, Walker. In the corner now, Javon Walker. Back for Beers. Steps through against Burns, goes up and lays it in. The Yellow Jackets restore an 8-point lead at 10-2 as Andrew Beers gets his first bucket. 16:20 remaining, first half. Wolbert into the front court now. Kick it outside now, Burns. Handing it off now, Frizzell. Nyamari into the corner. Stevens lost the handle on it, now picks it back up on the baseline, now steps through, goes up with the shot, and gets it to go down for two. Jackets lead now 10-4. Moberg into the front court. Swing it left side now. Reed Johnson on the baseline. Johnson goes up and under and then reverses it home for two. Got around Wolbert. Up and under and reversed it home. He's got 4, and the Jackets up by 8 again. Nyamari now dribbled it right into Javon Walker. Picked by Walker now off the turnover. He comes in, leans in, and lays it in with the left hand. The Jackets now up by 10. 14-4. Quick start here for UWS. As Wolbert into the front court. Pass comes out on top now for Caden Stevens. Stevens now going right side of the lane. Goes up with the shot, gets it to go down, and will draw the foul, I think, on Joey Barker here. Foul on Joey Barker will be his first team foul. And Stevens to the free throw line here. Stevens, 63.9% free throw shooter, knocks that one down. He has 5. 5 of the Eagles' 7 thus far, and the Yellow Jacket lead is trimmed in half at 14-7. Now Beers in the front court, going down the baseline. Kicks it out on top. Barker firing from 3. That one's wide to the right, no good. Rebound cleared underneath there by Caden Stevens. And now Wolbert into the front court. Goes left side off the pass. Frizzell. Nyamari now top of the key. Northwestern working the perimeter here as Burns goes right side. Now Stevens again. Looking backdoor. His pass picked off by Andrew Beers. Turnover on Northwestern. Now Walker. Down low now stepping through with Barker. Had his shot blocked by Stevens. Off the rebound now Wolbert back to the direction. Quick release on the 3 here from Frizzell, and it's good. 6 straight points now for Northwestern, and they're within 4 now at 14-10. As TJ Moberg brings the Yellow Jackets into the front court. Now Barker, right side now, Reed Johnson. Now Javon Walker. Walker for the Yellow Jackets against Nyamari. Hangs in the air, goes up off the glass and gets it to go down for 2. Nice controlled move by number 55 in white to make it 16-10. As Wolbert into the front court. Pass comes out on top. Now Stevens picking up his dribble. Back for Wolbert. His pass now back for Stevens. Steps through. Now hangs in the air. Gives it down low. Wide open was Burns. Good unselfish play there by the Eagles. Burns is on the board for the first time. And it's 16-12 now. So the two teams trading baskets. Moberg outside now. Barker. Down low now stepping through. Here's Burns. And he'll get a foul call. Went up, got hit across the wrist. After a nice feed from Joey Barker. The foul, I think, will be on Burns. Actually, they're going to call it on Caden Stevens by mistake. The 6'9" freshman from Highlands Ranch in Colorado whistled for the personal. And Beers will go to the free throw line here to shoot 2. 13-19 remaining first half. Beers' first free throw is good. He's got one more coming. Barker will check out. Checking in for the Yellow Jackets. First time we've seen him tonight. Slayton Stroshine coming in for the Yellow Jackets, and the second free throw from Beers is also good. Andrew Beers has 4. Jackets lead back up to half dozen. Nyamari will trigger it in here now for Stevens out on top, back for Japheth Nyamari. And we'll bring Northwestern across the timeline left side. Free throw line extended, goes up for the jump shot, off the back rim, no good. Rebound cleared by Beers. Now Moberg, and he flipped the pass well over the head of Javon Walker, far side. A little over aggressive on that pass was TJ Moberg. Turnover on the Jackets. And now we have a Discussion happening at the scores table below me here. And I'm not quite sure what the conversation is about here. Trying to figure out the clock would be my guess. Still waiting on it here. And they're going to put 11 seconds back up on the clock. So 13:03 now left instead of 12:52. And Nyamari now will trigger it in here. Lewis Wolbert against Moberg now into the front court. Will go right side off the pass. Frizzell. Back out on top now, Burns. Stroshine guarding him. Pass in the corner now, Nyamari. He'll tee up the three-point shot off the back rim. Rebound batted around. Saved in now by Moberg. And the Yellow Jackets with Walker in the front court. Off in the corner now, Beers. Andrew Beers has room. Kicks it left side now. Reed Johnson. Baseline jump shot is up and good for Reed Johnson. Quick start offensively for UWS. Johnson now has 6, and it's 20-12. As Wolbert into the front court here for Northwestern. Goes left side. Lobs up a shot off the front rim. No good. Burns comes flying in there looking for the rebound. Wolbert comes out there with it. Now Nyamari. Frizzell, another three-point shot is up and good. Noah Frizzell is 2 for 2. He's got 2 threes, and the lead down to 5. 20-15. A lot of scoring here thus far. Walker into the front court. Pass comes left side now. Reed Johnson for Javon Walker. Walker for the Yellow Jackets. Inside now Beers stepping through against Burns. Goes up and lays it off the glass for 2. Andrew Beers has 6. 22-15 now your score. Wolbert in the front court now for Northwestern. Going left side. Kicks it into the corner. Nyamari now back out on top. Here's Burns against Stroshine. Three-point shot up now. That one off the rim, no good. Taken by Stevens from the corner. Jackets with the rebound. And now they're in the front court. Stroshine a little slow in getting up, and now he's going to join the fray in the front court. Pass now here is Reed Johnson. Johnson turning, firing up. A tough turnaround from about 16 feet. Overshot the hoop. The rebound grabbed under there by Frizzell. And now Wolbert stepping through, goes up off the glass. That's no good. Rebound, Moberg. Jackets 2-on-1. Beers. Johnson underneath. Had his shot blocked by Stevens. Saved it right back in, though, for Moberg. He'll float one up. That one off the back rim, no good. Rebound Stevens, and now we're going to have a foul called on Reed Johnson. 10:45 remaining in the half. The Jackets going to bring in Luke Fehrenbacher, Andrew Cornelius, and Joey Barker here. While the Eagles will bring back Kelton Vincent. A.J. Green also back in, as is Soren Anderson. Lead remains at 7 for UWS at 22-15. A.J. Green now in the front court. Frizzell, bounce pass. Stevens now on the baseline. Anderson stepping through, kicks it in the corner. Frizzell, another three-point shot's up, finally misses one. Rebound grabbed out of there by Reed Johnson. Johnson for the Yellow Jackets. To the corner, Fehrenbacher. Beers. Now for Joey Barker. Right side now for the Yellow Jackets. It's Cornelius. Andrew Cornelius backing down. Goes up with the shot. Off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound for Barker. Long three-point shot now top of the key from Reed Johnson, and it's nothing but net. He's got 9, and the Yellow Jackets up by 10, 25-15. That's just their largest lead of the half. Vincent into the front court. Pass comes right side now. Here's A.J. Green. Green inside-out dribble. Coming down low. Now backdoor cut. Anderson goes up and under with the reverse and gets it to go down for 2. Jackets lead down to 8. They've led all the way here so far through the first 10-plus minutes. As here's Reed Johnson again. Beers left side now. Cornelius. Beers now on the baseline against Caden Stevens. Kicks it far side. Now it's Barker. 8 seconds to shoot as Barker picks up his dribble. Into the corner now, Reed Johnson. Gets around a defender, hangs in the air, goes up with a shot, left it off the rim, no good. Rebound for the Eagles as into the front court they come. A.J. Green going down low. Now Anderson steps through and he lays it in. Back-to-back buckets for Anderson, and it's 25-19 your score. Fehrenbacher now coming down low, hanging in the air. Had his shot blocked by Frizzell. Noah Frizzell now back to the direction for Northwestern. Goes right side now for Vincent. Left side now. Green going down low. Had the ball stripped away by Cornelius. Now Fehrenbacher turns it right back over. Pass back now for Anderson. He wasn't looking for it. It'll be tracked down right side by Green. Sloppy turnover there from the Yellow Jackets. Gives it back to Northwestern here. Backdoor cut going all the way through and laying it in for two was Kelton Vincent. 6 straight now for the Eagles, and they're back down only by 4. Left side now. Bree Johnson now flipping one up and in the painted area is going to be Andrew Cornelius, and a timeout going to be called here. 30-second timeout called here by Coach Greg Polkowski. And I'll give us time to tell you that if you can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets, tune into Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join John Garver and me throughout the year as we sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on Yellow Jacket TV, on UWSYellowJackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. Jackets after today, by the way, will be back home for Alumni Day, by the way, on Saturday, taking on Martin Luther here at the Mertz. That'll be a 3 p.m. opening tip. Pregame with yours truly at about 2:45 or so as the Jackets go for the season sweep of Martin Luther. In the meantime, we come out of the timeout. Jackets have led all the way, led by as many as 10. Right now the lead is at 6. 27-21 your score here. 7:59 between us and halftime. Reminder, our halftime program will be sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll have our first half summary, a look at the first half stats. And we'll also give you a Yellow Jacket sports summary to let you know what else is going on with Yellow Jacket Athletics. All that coming up at halftime. In the meantime, Eagles in the front court now. Left side, Burns back in there. Elijah Burns. Rocco Paulson in for the first time for UWS. Meanwhile, Frizzell in the corner. 10 seconds to shoot. Now Burns. Stepping right side. 5 seconds to shoot. Now Green, left-footed or left-handed jump shot is up and good. That's a tough shot there by A.J. Green. And his bucket makes it 27-23. As UWS into the front court. Walker now. Moberg down low. Barker now steps through, goes up with a short jump shot, and he knocks it down. Both teams really shooting the ball well here at the start. Barker has 5. The lead is 6. Vincent now in the front court here for Northwestern. Goes left side, Frizzell. Noah Frizzell now goes back out on top. Here's A.J. Green. Green crossing over now. Stepping through. Back out on top, Frizzell. Getting the step. Kicks it. Vincent, 3 seconds to shoot. He'll fire away from 3. That one's off the rim, no good. Rebound will be batted out of play, and it's going to be off of Elijah Burns. And 2 of the Yellow Jackets here. 6:40 remaining in the half. And they're actually going to call a foul on Burns there. That'll be the second team foul. Both teams with 2 team fouls so far. Jackets so far 63.2% shooting. The Eagles at 52.6%. As UWS in the front court. Pass comes left side now. Javon Walker back in. Moberg out on top. Moberg now. Joey Barker left side now. Javon Walker goes up for the jump shot from 15 feet and knocks it down. Javon Walker, he has 9. The lead is 8. 31-23 UWS. Kelton Vincent now for Northwestern. Front court goes left side for Nyamari, who's back in. Mel Burns putting it on the deck. Elijah Burns trying to create some space. Goes up with a tough shot. Good defense there by Rocco Paulson to create the miss. Javon Walker into the front court. Walker spinning around Vincent, goes to the rim, goes up, lays it in, but they're going to wave it off. They're going to call the foul on the floor on Vincent. Otherwise, it would have been an N1. Third team foul. The Yellow Jackets will inbound now, right baseline. They'll have 23 seconds to shoot. Cornelius in for Rocco Paulson, right side now. TJ Moberg out on top now. Walker for the Yellow Jackets. Walker right wing, steps back, fires from three, and he knocks it down. Javon Walker feeling it right now. This is the kind of streak he can get on. 12 points, and the Jackets now lead at 34-23. Vincent in the front court, goes left side. Burns. Now Vincent off the curl, lost the handle on the basketball. Picked up on the turnover by Andrew Cornelius. Cornelius into the front court. Goes left side, lost the handle on. They're going to call him for an offensive foul. Yeah, as he got in too deep, Vincent came over and takes the charge here for Northwestern. In the meantime, Caden Stevens is going to come back into the game. He's going to take out Elijah Burns here. .5:11 remaining in the half. As Vincent now triggers it in, and now he'll take over point guard duties as he comes across the timeline. Left side now, Stevens. Head fake, and now we're going to have a foul called on Rocco Paulson. Reached in off the head fake. Fourth team foul on the Yellow Jackets. The Eagles now with 3. Vincent will inbound here with 20 seconds to shoot. Pass comes in left side now. This is Green. Green coming off screen out on top. Left-handed jump shot is good from the right side of the lane from number 14 in purple, that being A.J. Green. He has 4 points. And it's 34-25. Right side now, Walker. Cornelius putting it on the deck. Goes up, flips up a shot, leaves it off the rim. No good, but he'll draw a foul. It's going to be called on Vincent. That'll be 2 on him. And that'll send Andrew Cornelius to the free throw line now to shoot 2 here. Lewis Walbert getting ready to check back into the game. Both teams with 4 team fouls now. Jackets slightly under 70% from the free throw line this season, shooting at 69.4 as a group. Cornelius at 44.8. He knocks on the first one there. Walbert will come in. He'll take out Kelton Vincent. One more coming now for Andrew Cornelius. 35-25 your score. Second free throw from Cornelius is also good. First 2 points for the senior from Caledonia, Minnesota, makes it 36-25. And now here's Green coming into the front court. Green now stepping back, 18-foot jump shot, and that's good. He's 3 for 3 in the game. It's 36-27. Cornelius now right side. Paulson. Now Javon Walker. Walker for the Yellow Jackets. Crossing over. Steps through. Nice pass down low for Rocco Paulson, and he lays it in. That was a nifty move by Javon Walker. Pretty assist to Rocco Paulson. Gets his first bucket, 38-27. Now Green. Crossing over. Another jump shot is up and good. Jackets are having a hard time guarding A.J. Green right now. He's 4 for 4 with 8 points. 38-29. Into the front court now, Moberg. He'll hand it up. Joey Barker going right to the rim. Had his shot blocked, but we're going to have a foul called on Nyamari, I think. And it is going to be on Japheth Nyamari. That'll send Joey Barker to the free throw line here. He's had a quiet first half here. Nyamari, the leading scorer this season for Northwestern, averaging 18.3 on the season. And And the first free throw from Barker is up and no good. Rimmed around, fell off as Reed Johnson will come back into the game. He'll take out Rocco Paulson. One more free throw coming now for Joey Barker, looking for his 6th point here of the half. And his second free throw is up and good. 10-point lead for UWS at 39-29. Beers comes back in. He'll take out Barker. And now Wolbert will lead Northwestern into the front court. Goes left side off the pass. Caden Stevens. Back for Wolbert. Bounce pass now comes for Anderson. Right side block. Now skips it over. Stevens on the baseline against Beers. Goes up with the shot. Lays it in and will draw the foul. Just went right at him. Of a 6'9 versus 6'7. And 6'9 came out on top on that one. Caden Stevens with the bucket. He had 7. The foul on Beers is his first. And he'll be shooting one here with 3:07 remaining in the half as Frizzell comes back in. Iamari will check out. And Stevens' free throw is good. 39-32 your tally. Now Moberg into the front court. Out on top now. Jackets will swing it right side for Andrew Beers. Out on top now Moberg off the curl. Left side now Walker. Had the ball stripped away by Green on a nice defensive play. Turnover UWS. Wolbert back to their direction. Frizzell in the corner. Now down low. Anderson. Lost his footing. Might have gotten away with a travel. Now trying to flip it up wildly there was Frizzell. Rebound for Walker. Jackets in transition. Now Beers going up with the shot, and the foul going to be called on Wolbert. As it went off the backboard, no good for the sophomore from Slinger. But the foul will send Andrew Beers back to the free throw line here. 6th foul on the Eagles here. And Beers will shoot 2 here for the Yellow Jackets with 2:30 separating us from halftime. And the first free throw is up and good. Beers now has 7 points. He had 13 in the game against North Central on Saturday, so starting to find his scoring touch a little bit more here. One more coming. Beers' second free throw is also good. He has 8 first half points. The Jackets up by 9 again. 41-32 as Wolbert into the front court. Goes left side off the pass for Stevens. Against Beers. Going down low, and we're going to have a reach-in foul now called on Cornelius. Actually, they're going to call it on Beers, my mistake. 6th foul now, so on the next whistle, both teams will be into the bonus here. Frizzell in for Stevens. Now Frizzell. Tough shot. Will fall away from 20 feet and knock it down. Wow. Not much more Andrew Cornelius could have done defensively on that one. Frizzell has 8. 41-34. Walker now out on top. Moberg right side now. Here's Cornelius getting a step, going all the way to the rim. Had his shot swatted off the glass there by Stevens. Now Stevens in transition. Jackets a little slow coming back and going up, trying to throw it down with 2 hands there with Stevens. He gets fouled by Reed Johnson, and it'll be 2 free throws. 17 foul on the Yellow Jackets. Stevens' first free throw is up and good. He's got 9 first half points. Neither team slowing down at all offensively here. Jackets at 65.2%. Well, the Eagles at 57.7%. Second free throw from Stevens is also good. And it's now 41-36. Moberg for the Yellow Jackets into the front court. Devon Walker out on top. Pass comes left side now for Beers. Now Moberg, top of the key. Pass comes right side now for Walker. Bounce pass on the baseline, and it's fumbled out of play there by Reed Johnson. 1:24 remaining here in the opening half. Now the Eagles will trigger it in here. A.J. Green. Playing left side now against Walker. Spinning away, had the ball stripped away now by Walker. We're going to have a foul called here on Wolbert. It'll be the 7th team foul, and we'll send Javon Walker to the bonus here. 1-1 here. This 1-1 sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. As Walker goes to the free throw line here for a 1-1 opportunity with 1:10 remaining in the half. First free throw from Walker is up and good. Javon Walker now has 13 points to lead all scorers. Nyamari comes back in. Minor halftime programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated coming up shortly. As Walker knocks down the second free throw, the lead is 7 again. The first half summary, a look at the first half stats, and a Yellow Jacket Sports summary all coming up, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated when we get to the half here. As Green into the front court, handing it off, Nyamari. Down low now, getting inside was Anderson. He'll go up, miss the layup, but he'll draw the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line now. And he'll shoot 2 with 56.9 remaining. It's on T.J. Moberg. Northwestern, a good free throw shooting team at 72.6% as a group. And Anderson's first free throw rattles home. One more free throw coming up now. Second free throw is up and good as well. 43-38 your score. Moberg for the Yellow Jackets into the front court. Out on top now. Walker going on the baseline now. Cornelius had the ball knocked away by Green. It'll stay with the Yellow Jackets here. They'll have 13 seconds to shoot. Trigger in right baseline. Reed Johnson will do the honors here. In for Beers. Now Walker. Moberg. Walker. Ball fake. Steps back. He'll fire from 3. That's well short. Rebound grabbed out of there now by Anderson. Shot clock and game clock just about synchronous here, so the Eagles can take this all the way down if they so choose. It looks like that's what they'll do here as Green will back it out here. 15 seconds remaining in the half. Very well played offensively here in the first half. Not sure how either coach will feel about the defense, however. And as Green goes left side, Nyamari, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and they're not going to get a shot off. Ball was stripped away by Javon Walker. Then Nyamari went down and tried to grab it, and he couldn't maintain the handle on it. And now we're going to have, what are we going to have here? The officials are huddling. The clock is hit 0. Actually, they put 15 minutes indicating halftime here, and we'll see if the officials want to do anything here before the two teams head to their respective locker rooms. Inside, they're going to call a foul here. That's what I'm guessing that they're going to do here. Or are they going to call a jump ball, or what are they going to do here? But 0.4 back up on the clock. And so they're not going to let everybody leave just yet. 0.4 seconds. I'm going to call a jump ball, so it'll be Yellow Jacket basketball here. And they'll just trigger it in, and Reed Johnson will give it a long ride. It'll come up short, and finally now we have reached halftime in this contest here from the Mertz. Game 1 of our doubleheader, the Yellow Jacket men shooting nearly 68% in that first half. And as a result, they will head into the intermission in a high-scoring first half, leading Northwestern by the score of 43-38. Yellow Jackets leading it by 5. We'll take a quick break and come back with our halftime programming, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. That's coming up right after this. This is UW Superior men's basketball on 91.3 FM, KUBD West Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here at the Mertz, halftime between the Yellow Jackets and Northwestern finds UWS leading it by the score of 43-38. Very entertaining first half. A lot of scoring both ways. Both teams shooting the ball extremely well, and it's led to a very, very entertaining opening 20 minutes as we jump into our first half summary and look at the first half stats. Yellow Jackets led all the way in the first half. Scored the first 8 of the opening 20 minutes, led by as many as 11 at one point. The lead right now at 5 at 43-38 as we jump into the team statistics here. 20 minutes into this one, the Yellow Jackets in that first half, 15 out of 24 from the floor, good for 62.5%. They spent most of the half almost near 70%, missed a couple of shots late, but like I said, missed just 9 shots of the 24 that they took in that first half. The Eagles, meanwhile, 15 out of 26 on their end of things, good for 57.7%. So not a lot of misses either way in the opening 20 minutes. The Yellow Jackets were also 4 for 6 from beyond the arc, while the Eagles were 2 for 4 from three-point range. UWS also made 9 of their 10 free throws, while Northwestern was a perfect 6 for 6. In terms of rebounding, the Yellow Jackets with a 10-8 edge in rebounds, including a 2-1 edge in offensive rebounds, but there weren't a lot of opportunities to even have offensive rebounds with the amount of shots we saw made between the two sides in that first half. Meanwhile, in terms of assists and turnovers, the Yellow Jackets with 5 turnovers so far through 20 minutes, the Eagles with 6. UWS with 9 assists to go with those 5 turnovers, while Northwestern has 7 assists to go with their 6 turnovers. So both teams playing well offensively heading into the second half. For the Yellow Jackets individually, Javon Walker leading all scorers. He seems to have found his scoring touch again. Had a couple of games where he was a little bit down the scoring column, I should say. But today he's right back on at 14 points for Walker. He's 5 for 6 from the field and 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Also hit both of his free throws. Has 3 assists and a couple steals in there as well. All that coming in 17 minutes in that first half. So a good half for the senior from Rocheron, Texas. 8 points in the first half for Andrew Beers. He made 4 free throws for his 8 points to go along with 2 for 2 shooting. Reed Johnson, who's having a strong senior year, as we mentioned, 9 points for him, 4 for 7 from the field, and he made his lone 3. 6 points for Joey Barker, 4 points for Andrew Cornelius, and 2 points so far for Rocco Paulson. Meanwhile, Northwestern, 10 points so far for Caden Stevens on 3 for 4 shooting. He's also 4 for 4 from the stripe. 8 points so far for A.J. Green on 4 for 5 shooting for him. 6 points so far for Soren Anderson. Noah Frizzell, meanwhile, with 8 points. 6 points, as I mentioned, for Soren Anderson. Just 2 points for Japheth Nyamari. He's the leading scorer for Northwestern. Came in averaging more than 18 a game, so we'll keep a close eye on him in the second half. Elijah Burns, one of their leading scorers as well, just with 2 points, while Kelvin Vincent also with 2 points. So some interesting subplots to keep an eye on there in the second half there. Speaking of subplots, Yellow Jackets, as far as foul trouble, 2 players with 2 fouls each. Reed Johnson with 2 for UWS. Andrew Beers has 2 as well. Meanwhile, for Northwestern, 2 fouls for Kelton Vincent and 2 so far for Lewis Walbert in that opening half. So all 4 of those players maybe in a little bit of foul difficulty. We'll keep a close eye on that as we move toward the second half. So that's the story here. 20 minutes into this contest between the Yellow Jackets and the Northwestern Eagles. And with that being the case, we'll take another timeout and come back with more, including a Yellow Jacket sports summary. That's coming up right after this. This is UWS men's basketball on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. We're back here at the Mertz, about 6.5 minutes away from the start of the second half of this contest. Game one of our doubleheader between the Yellow Jacket men and Northwestern. And with that being the case, we'll jump into our Yellow Jacket sports summary, give you a quick overview of what else is going on with Yellow Jacket athletics here on campus on this February evening. Women's basketball in game two, of course, as we talk about. We'll talk more about their matchup with Northwestern in just one moment here. Coming into the game tonight at 11-8 overall, they're 7-1 in the UMAC. They've won their last four, including posting a come-from-behind 60-53 overtime victory over North Central at Clark Danielson Gym in downtown Minneapolis on Saturday evening. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets trailed by 6 heading into the fourth quarter before outscoring the Rams 22-16 in the final quarter to send the game into overtime even at 48 apiece. And in the overtime, the Yellow Jackets held a 12-5 advantage to pick up the victory. For the game, UWS shot 37% and had 3 players score in double figures, led by Elsa Olsen with 17 points, while Elise Bessenden added 14 points. Katie Dobson, meanwhile, added 13 points and 9 rebounds in that victory for the Yellow Jackets. Their next in action, as I mentioned, in game two of our doubleheader, taking on Northwestern. 7:15, the tentative start time there. It'll probably be closer to about 7:30 or so, and we'll be on with the pregame about 15 minutes ahead of time. Of course, that'll be both here on 91.3 FM KUWS and on Yellow Jacket TV, so stick around for that. Men's hockey now sitting at 16-3-2 overall, 9-1-1 in the WIAC. They swept 2 games from UW Eau Claire last weekend at Hobbs Ice Arena in Eau Claire, finishing off the 2-game sweep with a 2-0 shutout victory over the Blue Golds on Saturday. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets got goals from Colin Pedersen, an empty netter from Carson Riddle to pick up the victory. Jan Skorpik went all the way in goal for the Yellow Jackets, making 26 saves to get the shutout. They're next in action on Friday, February 7th, so this coming Friday at UW Stout, 7 p.m., the opening faceoff from the Finetti Community Center down in Menominee. Pregame at 6:30. That'll be a 91.3 FM KUWS broadcast only, since the Yellow Jackets are on the road. Women's hockey closed out the regular season home schedule last night to fall to 9-10-2 overall, 1-7 the WIAC. They fell to UW Eau Claire, as I mentioned last night, 3-1 down the road at Westman Arena. The Yellow Jackets' lone goal, and that one came from Taylor Marks, while Anna Molson made 26 saves in goal for the Yellow Jackets. They're next in action Friday, February 7th at UW Stevens Point. That'll be at 2 p.m. Opening faceoff from KB Willett Arena down in Stevens Point. Men's and women's indoor track and field. They recently competed at the 2-day Warren Bolas Invite hosted by UW Stout on Friday and Saturday at the Sports and Fitness Center in Menominee. They're next in action on Saturday, this coming Saturday the 8th, at the UWRF Winter Classic hosted by UW River Falls at Robert P. Knowles Fieldhouse in River Falls. They'll next be at home the following Saturday, the 15th, hosting the Midday Classic across the hallway from me here at Lydia Thiering Fieldhouse, 11 a.m. Action will get underway there. Meanwhile, men's tennis falling to 1-6 overall. Dropped a pair of matches on Saturday at the Baseline Tennis Center in downtown Minneapolis, falling to Luther 7-0 before being edged by McAllister 4-3. They're next in action on this coming Saturday, again February 8th, taking on Augustana at the Green Bay Tennis Center in De Pere, Wisconsin. They'll next be at home the following Sunday, February 16th, against St. Olaf across the bridge at the Duluth Indoor Sports Center, 12:30 p.m. The opening serve against the Olies in that one. And last but not least, women's tennis sitting at 6-1 now overall. Posted a pair of victories on Saturday at the Baseline Tennis Center in Minneapolis, defeating McAllister 5-2 before down in Concordia, Wisconsin 6-1. They're next in action also on Saturday, taking on Augustana down in Green Bay at the Green Bay Tennis Center, 5:30 p.m. The opening serve there. They'll next be at home Sunday, February 16th against St. Olaf as well. Again, across the bridge at the Duluth Indoor Sports Center, 3:30 p.m. The opening serve between the Yellow Jackets and the Olies. About 2.5 minutes remaining before we begin the second half of this one, and with that being the case, we'll bring our halftime programming, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, to a close. We'll take one more quick break and then come back to the start of the second half of this contest between the Yellow Jackets and Northwestern. That's coming up in about 2 minutes. This is Yellow Jacket men's basketball on 91.3 FM KUW Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here at the Mertz, getting ready for the start of the second half. Quick reminder, the Yellow Jackets will be next on 91.3 FM and on Yellow Jacket TV this coming Saturday for Alumni Day against Martin Luther, 3 p.m. The opening tip there, 2:45, the pregame with yours truly. That'll be game one of a doubleheader, as the Yellow Jacket women will also be taking on Martin Luther in game two. That figures to be a big one, by the way. The Yellow Jackets in Martin Luther, along with tonight's opponent, Northwestern, by the way, on the women's side. Yellow Jacket women at 7-1 in the league, and both those teams at 6-2. So two huge games coming up for the Yellow Jacket women. In the meantime, the Yellow Jackets will begin the second half in possession of the basketball. Joy Barker will inbound. And he triggers it in now for TJ Moberg, and the second 20 minutes is officially back underway here. Thank you for joining us again for the second half of this one. The first half was any indication we're in for a dandy here in the second half. Here's Joy Barker now going on the baseline, going all the way around. Elijah Burns goes up and throws it down with two hands. Joy Barker now has 8 points, and the Jackets now have a 7-point lead. As Japheth Nyamari leads Northwestern into the front court. Left side now, here is Kelton Vincent. He'll hand it off for Burns. Now here's A.J. Green on the outside. Going down low now for Burns. And they're going to call a blocking foul here against Javon Walker, and Burns comes over and picks him up. It's one thing you can always count on with Northwestern. They're always going to be good sports. Direct reflection of their head coach, Tim Groves. The foul called on the floor. It'll be on Walker, his first. And Northwestern will have 20 seconds to shoot. Inbounding it right side now will be Vincent. And now Nyamari goes up for the jump shot, back rim and out. No good. Rebound grab by Walker. Outlet now for Moberg. And the Jackets into the front court. Reed Johnson now. Walker going left side. Joey Barker now. Back for Javon Walker. Walker for the Yellow Jackets now spinning. Goes up off the glass and gets it to go down for two. Strong move there by Javon Walker. He has 16 now in the game. UWS back up by 9, 47-38. Kelton Vincent now for Northwestern. Comes across the timeline. Pass out on top now, Soren Anderson. Green. Picks up his dribble, hands it off now, Nyamari. Now out on top. Swinging in the corner now for Vincent. Now Burns trying to turn, had the ball stripped away, and it'll be 2 seconds to shoot as it goes out over the baseline. So Northwestern will have to work this shot clock quickly. Are they going to call a foul? Because the shot clock now got reset to 20 seconds. I didn't see a foul called, and Northwestern apparently was unaware because the shot was taken by Nyamari. It ended up being an air ball, and the Yellow Jackets now in the front court. Left side now, Joey Barker. Out on top, Reed Johnson. Quick release on the three. That's off the front rim, no good. Rebound is cleared over there by Soren Anderson. And now off the outlet is Green in the front court. Now Nyamari, he's open. He'll fire from three. That one's off the back rim as well. Rebound cleared by Beers. Outlet now for Javon Walker, and Walker will slow it down now for UWS. Walker now going down the lane, and we'll have a foul called here on Green, and they're going to wipe out that basket. Coach Greg Palkowski asking for the continuation there, but that's the right call. And the Jackets will inbound now. Left baseline. Reed Johnson now in. Beers. Now Johnson off the curl. Spinning away. Goes up with the jump shot. Soft touch from 10 feet. Left side, and he's got it for two more. He's got 11, and that's the Yellow Jackets lead. This matches their largest lead of the game. 49-38. Now Anderson going left side. Hands it off now. Here's Green. Green now against a double team. Gets it off now for Anderson. Now Burns. Here's Vincent. He'll pop from 16 feet straight on, and he'll get that soft roll on that one to go down for two. And a quick timeout going to be called here by Coach Tim Groves. 17 minutes, 21 seconds remaining. Half number two. Have you downloaded Swarm Central, the official rewards and loyalty app of the Yellow Jackets? Get started and receive 200 points just for registering and 200 more for downloading the app. Redeem your points for cool prizes in the Swarm Central store. Find Swarm Central in the Apple and Google stores today. The Yellow Jackets looking for win number 9 here on the season, and looking to further create a bigger logjam in the UMAC conference standings. talked about what a logjam it was. Northwestern came in at 6-2 in the conference. Then it was North Central, Bethany Lutheran, Minnesota Morrison, the Yellow Jackets all 5-3, and then one game behind that crew, or that grouping of 4 teams, is Crown at 4-4. So you've got 6 teams right now vying for those 4 UMAC tournament playoff spots. So 2 teams are going to be left out when all is said and done. So these next 6 games for everybody in the conference are going to be very, very important. Let's see who those 4 teams are going to be as we come out of the timeout. Jackets in the front court now. Javon Walker, 16 points for him outside. Long 3-point shot up from Reed Johnson, and it's nothing but nets. He's got 14, and the Yellow Jackets up now 52-40. Nyamari into the front court. Picks up his dribble. Anderson will swing it now. Burns looking down low, gets it for Green. A.J. Green now for Northwestern, looking down low, picks up his dribble. Looking down low, good defense by Reed Johnson. Now Anderson coming through the middle, flipped up a shot, and they're going to wipe that bucket away on a charging foul here called against Soren Anderson. That'll be his second. 16:38 left. Jackets up by 12. As Frizzell comes back into the contest. As is Wolbert. Caden Stevens also back in. Jackets haven't substituted yet here in half number 2. As Barker now will trigger it in. And here now TJ Moberg into the front court. Pass comes on the right side now. Reed Johnson out on top. Javon Walker. Walker getting a step. Nice pass to the opposite side. Going up and missing the bunny. Off the pretty pass there was Andrew Beers. And the rebound now grabbed here by Northwestern. Here's Wolbert in the front court. Pass off the right side. Here's Green. A.J. Green looking down low. Picks up his dribble. Out on top now it's Frizzell. Ball fake now by Wolbert. 5 seconds to shoot. Green now. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Fall away jump shot is up from Green, and that's a tough bucket there by A.J. Green. 5 for 6 from the field now. He's got 10 points. And as the Yellow Jacket lead, 52-42. Moberg in the front court, getting a step. Hangs a pass now, right side block. Here's Beers now against Stevens, going up to the left hand and kissing it off the glass for 2. Beers now is in the double figures with 10. 54-42. Wolbert now going right side, outside Anderson. Stevens, now he'll tee up a 3, and he'll knock that one down. Soft touch from the big guy, 6'9". Caden Stevens knocks down a triple. He's got 13. And the offensive show continues. Left side now. Moberg off a curl. Javon Walker. Walker now out on top. Right side pass. In the corner now for Beers. 10 seconds to shoot. Reed Johnson. Barker. Now he'll tee up a 3. Off the front rim, no good. Rebound cleared by Stevens. Wolbert into the front court. Going left side. Double team comes now. Pass comes outside. Stolen by Moberg. 2-on-1 back to the direction. Now Johnson will take it all the way himself, and he'll draw a foul here on Frizzell. And it'll be 2 free throws coming up now for Reed Johnson. Could have been a 3-on-1. The spacing wasn't particularly good there, but probably the right decision there by Reed Johnson is to take it all the way. Foul called on Frizzell, by the way, is his first. 3rd team foul on Northwestern. And 2 free throws now for Reed Johnson. First free throw is up and good. Reed Johnson now has 15 in the game. As Cornelius will come back in. Second free throw. Also good from Johnson. He's got 16 now. 56-45. As Wolbert now. Brings Northwestern into the front court. Pass comes right side, for Anderson. Now Frizzell. Stepping through, passing it underneath. Head fake underneath and going up and laying it in off the pretty pass was Soren Anderson. He's got 8, 56-47. Moberg now for the Yellow Jackets. Johnson, left side now Beers. In the corner now Cornelius. Back inside Beers now. Kicking it out. Cornelius now with a head fake. 5 seconds to shoot as he goes up, forces the shot up, off the back rim, no good. Rebound batted to the far side, picked up there by Anderson, and then a reach and foul by Moberg. For TJ Moberg, that'll be his second. Second team foul on the Jackets. Luke Fehrenbacher is going to come into the game. He'll take out Moberg on the 2 fouls. 13:55 remaining here. Second half, Jackets have led all the way. Lead has been as high as 12. Right now it's at 9, 56-47. Soren Anderson now right side now for Northwestern. Bounce pass comes left side. Green now falls away, goes up and knocks it down again. He can't miss. He's 6 for 7 now in the game. Got 12, and the lead is down to 7. Cornelius now off the curl. Right side now Barker. Going right at Anderson, goes up, flips it over the front of the rim, and gets it to go down for 2, and a timeout going to be called here now by UWS. There'll be a 30-second timeout here for the Yellow Jackets. If you're a Yellow Jacket fan looking for great team gear, visit our official Yellow Jacket sideline store and browse all the current styles of Yellow Jacket apparel and accessories, including the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear. Find the Yellow Jacket sideline store at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop. Neither team's slowing down much offensively here in the second half. We talked about how both teams were shooting well over 50% in that first half. Jackets were at 62%, in fact, in that opening half. Eagles now at 56.3%. And the Jackets for the game at 62.5%. So both teams continuing to roll right along offensively here as we come out of the timeout. UWS led by 5 at the half. The lead right now is at 9. Jackets going to pick up full court out of the timeout. Frizzell's going to trigger it in. In for Green. And A.J. Green now for Northwestern into the front court. He'll hand it off now for Lewis Wolbert. Now Stevens right side. Frizzell left wing. Ball fake now. Stevens trying to go down low now for Anderson. Kicks it back out now for Zell. Now Green, another jump shot from the same spot, and he, like I said, cannot miss. 7 out of 8 now for him. Short jump shots, all of them, but they're all going down. He's got 14, and it's 58-51. Fehrenbacher for the Yellow Jackets. Pass going left side now. Here's Cornelius. Down low, Barker. 10 seconds to shoot. Barker now against Anderson. Flips up a shot. Off the glass, no good. Then Beers missed the tip. Gets it back again. Goes up for a second time, and this time he'll draw the foul here on Anderson. Tim Groves has both of his hands on his head. Can't believe that call. But Beers will go to the free throw line here with 12 and a half remaining. Second half. And Beers' first free throw is up and good. Walker comes back in. Fehrenbacher will check out. Looks like Evan Bennett might come in here for a spell as well. As Andrew Beers at the line. Second free throw is up and good. Beers now has 12. Bennett will come in. He'll take out Barker. (60-51) your score. Wolbert now into the front court. Going left side. Bounce pass now. Here's Anderson. Putting it on the deck. Anderson will kick it outside. Frizzell on the baseline. Now into the corner. Green on the baseline. Double team comes on him. Now Frizzell. Pass across. That one knocked away by Cornelius. And he'll stay with Northwestern here. They'll have 7 seconds to shoot. Micah Young going to check in now for the Jackets for the first time. He'll take out Beers. Meanwhile, Nyamari will come back in. He'll take out Green. Wolbert will inbound here. 12:04 remaining, second half. Pass comes in now for Stevens. Turns around Young. Goes underneath. Has it poked away as he tried to go up for the reverse by Javon Walker. Now 2 seconds to shoot. Wolbert will trigger it in here. Wolbert now trying to go for the alley-oop for Stevens. Left it short, but the rebound followed up. Third time also up and good. Yellow Jackets just got the wrong matchup there. Stevens against the 6-foot Javon Walker, giving up 8 inches. Missed the attempt, the initial attempt. Missed the second attempt. Finally got the third one to go down. It's 60-53. Now Cornelius getting a step. Goes through, flips up a shot off the back rim. That's no good, and we're going to have a foul called on Anderson. 2 free throws now coming for Andrew Cornelius. Andrew Cornelius for the Yellow Jackets. First free throw from Cornelius. Long off the back rim, no good. He's got one more coming. He's got 4 points so far as Burns comes back in. He'll take out Anderson, who now has 3 fouls, by the way. He's the first player on either team with 3 fouls. Meanwhile, Rocco Paulson will come in, and he'll take out Reed Johnson here as the Eagles have gone with a big lineup here with both Burns and Stevens now in there. And Cornelius' second free throw is good. 61-53 now your score. Wolbert now for Northwestern will advance into the front court. Goes right side, kicks it out. Stevens with the ball fake. Now going right at Young. Wolbert, he'll pop a jump shot and he'll knock it down. Nobody on either side is missing any shots in this game. 61-55 your score. Walker into the front court. Going right at Nyamari. Goes up off the window, gets it to go down, and will draw the foul. $18 points now for Walker, 63-55. So a long way to go in this one, 11 minutes plus. Free throw from Walker, spins out, no good. Rebound cleared by Burns. In the front court now, Wolbert. Goes right side now. Elijah Burns. Kicking it out. Frizzell will swing it left side. Now Stevens. Puts it on the deck. Kicks a pass up to the far side. Stolen away by Walker. Saved it in for Cornelius. Now Young in the front court. Walker trying to go down low, and that one knocked away. And we're going to have a foul called, I think, on Burns, trying to reach around Paulson, who was posting up in the paint. That's a 17 foul. And the Yellow Jackets with 10:37 remaining into the 1-and-1s. Superior Water, Light, and Power 1-and-1 for Rocco Paulson. So that could also become a factor here. Paulson at the line. First free throw is good. Rocco Paulson now has 3. The lead is 9. One more coming. Second free throw from Paulson is also good. Rocco Paulson has 4. Jackets by 10. 65-55 as Wolbert into the front court. Left side now Stevens putting it on the deck against Young. Steps back, 18-foot jump shot. That's up and that's good. Like I said, neither team is missing any shots in this game, really. At least it doesn't feel like it. Jackets at nearly 60%. The Eagles right around that number as well. 65-57. Cornelius stepping through, kicks it outside now Walker. Javon Walker now against Wolbert. To the corner now Young. He'll line up a three-point shot. High arcing attempt, no good, and we're going to have a foul called on the rebound. And I think they're going to get Evan Bennett on the call. It is going to be on Evan Bennett. That'll be his first third-team foul in the Jackets. 9:59 remaining, second half. As Frizzell now triggers it in for Nyamari. Nyamari going left side now. Is trying to step through. We'll have a foul called again, this time on Walker, I think. Are they going to call it on Paulson? They're going to give it to Noah Paulson. As Reed Johnson, Andrew Beers, TJ Moberg, and Joy Barker all will return here. 9:49 left to play. Wolbert will trigger it in. Lobs it in now. Here's Burns. Nyamari now. Left side now, Wolbert. Stepping through, going with the pass for Burns. Goes up and under and gets the reverse to go down for two. 65-59. Moberg in the front court now for the Jackets. Right side pass now for Walker. Reed Johnson now. In the corner now, here's Barker going right at Burns. Kicks it right side now, Moberg. And they're going to call him for traveling on the baseline. As into the front court now, here come the Eagles. Looking to trim a 6-point deficit a little bit further. Stevens out on top, now left side Burns. Playing the ball on the deck. Now spinning, Nyamari. Now he'll fire from three. That's way off, but they're going to call a foul on Javon Walker, and it'll be 3 free throws now for Japheth Nyamari, who's had a very quiet game offensively. Just 1 for 8 shooting for him, but he's got 3 free throws now coming up. And the first one is airborne and good. 65-60. Second free throw also up and spins out, no good. One more coming for Nyamari. Anderson is going to come back in. He'll take out Stevens, and we're going to have a timeout called here. Called by Tim Groves. Going to set the next defensive setup here, I suppose. The Yellow Jackets, by the way, in the second half. 7 out of 14 from the field. Northwestern, though, 10 out of 15. They're now shooting 61%. The Jackets, 57.9%. UWS 5 for 10 from beyond the arc. Northwestern 3 for 6. Still haven't missed a free throw yet in this game. Do have 9 turnovers. The Jackets with just 6. But neither team is playing poorly or shooting the ball poorly by any stretch of the imagination. Jackets, by the way, 16 out of 19 from the free throw line in the game. So there's been no lack of scoring thus far. UWS, meanwhile, by the way, already has 4 players in double figures, led by Walker with 18. Johnson has 16. Beers has 12, and Joy Barker has 10. Meanwhile, Northwestern, 17 for Stevens and 14 for Green so far. Everybody that's played so far for Northwestern tonight has scored. And as we come out of the timeout here, one more free throw for Japheth Nyamari. Nyamari, by the way, 80.9% from the stripe. As he toes the line. He's made one of his first 2 attempts, and this one he makes as well. So 2 for 3 on that trip to make it 65-61. Moberg in on the front court. Jackets have actually led all the way in this game. Scored the first 8 and led by as many as 12. The lead right now only at 4. As a 3-point shot from Barker off the back rim, no good. Rebound cleared by Anderson. And now here's Green for Northwestern. Left side Anderson going on the baseline. We'll kick it to the right wing now. Putting on the deck now, Nyamari goes all the way to the rim and lays it in for 2. 65-63. This is as close as Northwestern has been since early in the first half. Moberg for the Yellow Jackets. Left side now, Reed Johnson. Johnson now against Nyamari. Coming down low. Goes up over the top of Nyamari and flips one home as he just backed him down in the lane. He now has 18, the lead back up to 4. 67-63. Now Green. Green now going through the middle. Goes up with a shot. Had it blocked off the backboard by Beers. Jackets with the rebound. Back to the direction now. Walker. Corner now. Barker. Javon Walker now up and under, goes up, off the glass, and will get the bucket for 2, and he'll draw the foul on Nyamari. For Nyamari, that'll be foul number 3. 20 points now for Walker. As Walker now at the line. Misses the free throw, spins out off the back rim. Rebound cleared by Elijah Burns, who's back in. Now Green. Burns. Coming down low. Frizzell thought about taking the 3. Now goes on the baseline, gives the pass down low. Pass for Burns. He went up with the shot tip and had it knocked away from behind by Barker. It'll stay with Northwestern here. 13 seconds to shoot, 7:21 remaining in the second half. Nyamari off the inbound with the jump shot, and he'll knock that one down. 15-foot jump shot left side. 69-65. Moberg going left side. Now Barker putting on the deck against Burns, goes to the rim. Flipped it off the glass, no good. Rebound cleared by Frizzell. Frizzell now, Anderson putting on the deck. Goes all the way to the rim and lays it in. 69-67, 2-point game. Moberg into the front court. Left side now, pass to the outside, knocked away by Nyamari. Couldn't keep it in. We'll say Yellow Jacket basketball here with 6:33 remaining. Cornelius back in for the Yellow Jackets. Wolbert back in now for Northwestern as Andrew Cornelius triggers it in. 15 seconds to shoot. TJ Moberg. Right side now Cornelius. Kicks it outside, now Walker. Now Reed Johnson. He'll line up a tough three-point shot off the back rim. No good. Forced that one a little bit. Rebound cleared, and now Northwestern can tie with a 2 or take their first lead with a 3. Green now on the baseline. Jump shot is up. That one's off the back rim. First time he's missed in a while. Rebound cleared by Beers. Jackets remain up by 2. Moberg into the front court. Going at Nyamari. Reed Johnson, right side now, Cornelius. Walker wide open. He'll tee up a three-point shot. That's way off. Wide to the right. Nyamari with the rebound. Now Wolbert. Back to their direction. Now Nyamari against Moberg. Goes all the way to the rim, lays in, and draws the foul. And Northwestern now has a chance to take their first lead of the game. With 5:29 remaining to be played here. Nyamari went right at Moberg, who tried to slap the ball away from him. Draws the foul. That'll be the 6th on the Yellow Jackets. Max Briggs is going to check in for the first time. Caden Stevens is back in for Northwestern. And Nyamari's free throw gives Northwestern the lead. Their first lead of the game comes with 5:29 remaining, 70-69. Briggs into the front court. Swinging it now left side. Here's Walker. Javon Walker now against Green. Backing him down, kicks it in the corner. Now Beers will fire from three-point range and knock it down. Andrew Beers with the triple. The Yellow Jackets retake the lead, 72-70, as we tick down toward the last 5 of this one. Green now, Anderson, right side, Wolbert. Putting on the deck. There's a pass down low for Anderson. Wasn't looking for it. And then the Yellow Jackets throw away the outlet after the miss, and then it's laid in by Green. That's the kind of mistake you just can't make. 72 apiece. Boy, oh boy. Reed Johnson now, right side, off the pass for Javon Walker. In the corner now, it's Beers. Walker now, right wing, back for Beers down low. Beers putting the ball on the deck. I'm not sure why, but he went up and laid it in anyway. And a timeout going to be called here. Beers now has 17 in the game. He had 13 in the game against North Central on Saturday. Jackets up now 74-72. 4 minutes, 31 seconds left in this one. Might come right down to the wire here. Northwestern at 30 out of 50 shooting now, even for 60%, or an even 60% here. Jackets, meanwhile, 26 out of 46, good for 56.5. Rebounding has been pretty even in this one. Northwestern +1 at 20-19. That's always been a strength of Northwestern teams, especially under the direction of Tim Groves. Northwestern now has 4 players in double figures. Stevens still has 17. Green with 16. He's at 8 out of 11 from the field himself. Nyamari, who struggled from the field a little bit, has 11 points. 10 points now for Soren Anderson. Walker, meanwhile, for the Yellow Jackets, 20 points. 18 for Reed Johnson, 17 for Beers, and 10 for Barker here. As we come out of the timeout, Northwestern will have the basketball here. Jackets going to pick up full court. Wolbert will trigger it in now for Nyamari. Back for Lewis Wolbert. Comes across the timeline now on the right-hand dribble. Now crossing over. Comes all the way down the lane with the floater in the lane, and they're going to call a foul here on Briggs. And that'll send Lewis Wolbert to the free throw line to shoot 2. Wolbert, 87.5% from the stripe this season. 21 out of 24 heading into the game here tonight. And his first free throw is good. Crawled it over the front of the rim. Get his third point, 74-73 your score. Second free throw from Wolbert is also good. So we're tied up again, 74 apiece. Now Briggs into the front court. Johnson going left side. Johnson now for the Yellow Jackets. Putting it on the deck, now trying to spin around Wolbert. Goes up with a tough shot off the glass and gets it to go down for 2. Hit that one falling down with the right hand. He's got 20, and it's now 76-74. Now Nyamari with the long 3. That one's off the front rim, no good. Rebound for Javon Walker. And Walker will slow things down now as he comes into the front court. Left side now, it's Briggs. Now Walker for the Yellow Jackets. Cornelius, left side now. Reed Johnson, quick release, 3-point shot off the glass, no good, or off the rim, no good. And unable to keep it in before he fell out of play was A.J. Green, who grabbed the rebound. Will stay with the Yellow Jackets. Burns will come back in. He'll take out Anderson. Reminder, once we go final, we'll have a brief post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy. As Reed Johnson in now for Javon Walker. Cornelius, top of the key. Now he'll fire a 3-point shot. That one's wide to the right. Rebound tracked down far side now by Wolbert. Wolbert now will come into the front court. Now Green out on top. Putting it on the deck now is Green. Now Nyamari off the curl to the outside. Wolbert. Back outside. Nyamari. Tough off-balance jump shot from Nyamari is good. Wow. He was basically falling down when he let that one go, and it went for 2. And we have another timeout called here. 2:49 now left. Jackets have 2 timeouts remaining. Northwestern has 4 remaining. Tied up at 76. Check with Northwestern shooting in the second half. They're 16 out of 26 in the second half. Are shooting 59.6% for the game. Shot over 50% the first time these two teams played, so the Jackets haven't figured out how to guard the Eagles very well. UWS, meanwhile, 55.1%. 6 out of 16 from three-point range. They've made 16 out of 20 from the free throw line. The Eagles 11 out of 12. 3 for 7 from beyond the arc. Well, that was a heck of a shot there by Nyamari. 2:49 now left in this one. It's going to come right down to the wire. Not uncommon in this basketball season. The top 6 teams very evenly matched up in the league this year. Northwestern came in at 6-2. Everybody else at 5-3 or worse. The Jackets are one of 4 teams at 5-3 coming into this contest, and then Crown was right behind those 4 teams at 4-4. So we've talked about this before, but these next 6 games are going to determine which of the top 6 actually make it to the conference tournament. Moberg in the front court now, left side Javon Walker. Walker, Johnson wide open, long 3-point shot. Moberg flipping it high into the air, and the Yellow Jackets with a double save in, now triple save in as Barker finds Reed Johnson coming through, and he's going to be called for an offensive foul. Reed Johnson with an out-of-control move on the right side. Still had plenty of time on the shot clock, too. Did not need to do that. He'll give the basketball back to Northwestern. And now the Eagles have a chance to take the lead here with 2:29 left. Heck of an effort. Johnson shot the air ball. Moberg flipped it high in the air as he went bounding over the baseline. And Barker saved it in. Beers followed up as well, saving it in. The ball was being thrown around all over the place. Finally, it came to Johnson, and then he went barreling on the right side and turned it over on the offensive foul. So a wild sequence there. It could end up costing the Yellow Jackets as Frizzell in on the front court. Pass comes left side now for Stevens. Goes right at Barker. His pass, though, across the lane, picked off by Beers. So a turnover by the Eagles. Jackets back the other direction here as we approach 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Walker, right side now. Reed Johnson down low now. Here's Beers going up, laying it in, and he'll draw the foul against Stevens. Classic pick and roll there by Beers. Came over to set the screen. Pass came down low from Johnson, found the cutting Beers, laid it in, and drew the foul on Stevens. It'll be his second. And Andrew Beers, who's having a career game here, 19 points for the sophomore. And his free throw is no good. Rebound for Frizzell. 78-76 remains your score. Frizzell going left side now. Here's Green. Baseline, flips it out now for Burns. Right side now, Nyamari. Head fake around Walker. Now he'll pop from 15 feet, right side, back rim and out. Rebound grab by Moberg. And now UWS into the front court. Walker. Out on top now, Moberg. 1:30 and counting remaining. Second half, UWS up 78-76. Moberg out on top now, Johnson. Left side. Javon Walker against Nyamari. Goes right at him, goes up off the glass and gets it to go down for 2 and wanted to foul. Didn't get the call, but tough move from Javon Walker. He now has 22. Lead is 4. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining. Green. Inside out on the dribble. Outside Nyamari. He'll try it from 3-point range off the back rim. Rebound cleared from Moberg. We now go under a minute remaining, second half. Moberg in the front court. Going left side. Tried to flip up a shot, had it blocked away by Stevens. It'll stay with the Yellow Jackets here. 51.3 remaining. 18 seconds to shoot. UWS with a 2-possession lead at 80-76. Moberg's inbound. Goes right side now. Here's Walker. Putting it on the deck. Going right at Green. Goes up off the glass and gets it to go down for 2 more. And the Jackets now up by half a dozen. 82-76. Nyamari in a hurry going back to the direction. Goes all the way to the rim and lays it in. And the Eagles will call timeout here. Could have a bunch of timeouts called here down the stretch. 39.2 seconds left. The Eagles still have 3. The Jackets have 2. The Jackets coming up with some big plays here late. Trying to further complicate the logjam on top of the conference standings on the men's side. But that 39.2 seconds feels like an eternity the way this game has been going. See if the Eagles decide to try to extend the game a little bit here. It's a 2-possession contest. The Yellow Jackets have committed 8 fouls. The Eagles have committed 9. So in the next personal foul by Northwestern, the Jackets will be shooting 2. So we'll see now how that affects things. The possession arrow also, it's hard for me to tell from this angle, but I think it is in favor of Northwestern. Don't quote me on that. We'll see what ends up happening if there is a tie-up. But these two teams have been going at each other offensively from the very start, and it has not slowed down. UWS at 55.6%, Northwestern at 58.2%. As we come out of the timeout, Northwestern looks like they will pick up full court here. Barker will inbound now for UWS. Joey Barker in now for Javon Walker. Back for Joey Barker. Up for Reed Johnson. Wide open is Beers, and there's the foul given now by Anderson. Before Reed Johnson can get the pass for a wide open Andrew Beers underneath the hoop. Foul on Anderson will be his 4th. And that's the 10th team foul. So the double bonus now, Superior Water, Light and Power double bonus for the Yellow Jackets will send Reed Johnson to the line to shoot 2 here with 34.1 ticks of the clock remaining. And Johnson knocks down the first free throw. He has 21. Frizzell's going to come back in. He'll take out Anderson. Stevens is going to come back in as well. Looks like he'll take out Burns. One more now for Reed Johnson. His second free throw is good. 22 for Reed Johnson, 84-78. And now a timeout called by the Yellow Jackets. That'll leave the Yellow Jackets, by the way, with 1 timeout left. So late game scenario here now for the Yellow Jackets. For UWS, the biggest thing you need to do here is try to force Northwestern to take as much time trying to score the basketball as possible. Two-possession basketball game. Checking the free throw numbers, by the way, which will be important here. The Jackets, 18 out of 23, good for 78.3%. Northwestern, 11 out of 12. Jackets, +7 from the line in the game. Northwestern hasn't taken too many threes, only 8 of them in the game. The Jackets have taken more than twice that many. They've taken 17 and made 6. Eagles 3 for 8. 2 of those makes from Noah Frizzell. Nyamari so far 0 for 4. Caden Stevens has the other 3-point make. Meanwhile, Yellow Jackets spreading it around a little bit. 2 3-point makes for Reed Johnson, 2 for Javon Walker, 1 for Joey Barker, and 1 for Andrew Beers. Beers, by the way, 19.6 rebounds. He's 6 for 8 from the floor in the game and 6 for 7 from the stripe. So the sophomore from Slinger having a big game. Now out of the timeout, Wilbur takes the inbounds from Frizzell. Comes into the front court. We go under a half-minute remaining. Frizzell, Stevens, foot on the line, goes up for 3. Off the back rim, no good. Beers with the rebound. And the foul's going to be called here, and with 23.2 remaining, Javon Walker will shoot 2 free throws, and Andrew Beers comes over to give a fist bump to assistant coach Dante Samuels. That is a well-deserved fist bump for the sophomore. He's had a heck of a game here. Walker's first free throw is no good, spins out. And now another timeout going to be called here. Javon Walker shaking his head as he comes to the bench on that one. Thought that one was going down all the way. .2 seconds left in this one. Again, game 2 coming up. 20-25 minutes once we go final here in game number 1. However long we go here. Yellow Jackets with 1 timeout remaining. Northwestern with 2. Big free throw, though, coming up now for Javon Walker, because if he makes this one, it's a 3-possession game. And that would be a lot for the Eagles to make up in 20-plus seconds. So big free throw coming up for Javon Walker. Walker has found his offensive touch again. Had a big game against Crown in the 70-56 win a week ago last Wednesday. Also had 22 in the loss against North Central and has 24 tonight. Reed Johnson, who's had an outstanding year, has 22. 19 points for Beers. And as we talked about, though, 19 points, 7 rebounds for the sophomore. He's been just really, really good tonight. One more free throw now for Javon Walker. Deep knee bend, free throws up and good. So it's a 3-possession game now, 85-78, 25 now for Javon Walker. Frizzell into the front court. Has the ball stripped away now by Reed Johnson, and Reed Johnson's going to take it all the way in, and he will lay it in with the right hand, and that should about do it. 87-78, Jackets by 9 as the pass comes in. Nyamari, front court, Stevens. He'll fire from 3, off the front rim, no good. Rebound in the hands of Moberg. 4 seconds left, and that's how it'll end. The Yellow Jackets will defeat Northwestern. Final score here in game 1 of our doubleheader. The Yellow Jacket men 87, Northwestern 78. We'll take a quick break and come back with a brief post-game recap. Sponsored by Synovus Energy. That's coming up right after this. This is UWS men's basketball on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Matt Johnson back here at the merge game. One of our doubleheader goes to UWS. Final score, UW Superior 87, Northwestern 78. It was a heck of a ball game here as we jump into our post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy. Jackets going 31 out of 55 shooting in the contest. Northwestern 32 out of 57 in the final numbers. So both teams over 56% shooting in the contest. Jackets 6 out of 17 from beyond the arc. The Eagles 3 for 10. UWS also 19 out of 25 from the line, while Northwestern went 11 for 12. Jackets plus 3 in rebounding at 25-22, 6 to 3. The offensive rebounds advantage for the Yellow Jackets, and also a 12-7 assist-to-turnover ratio. Northwestern 15-11 in that regard. Heck of a ball game. Came right down to the very end, and the Yellow Jackets made just enough plays down the stretch to pick up the victory. Individual numbers from this one for the Yellow Jackets. It was Javon Walker finishing with a game-high 25 on 10 of 12 shooting, 2 for 4 shooting from beyond the arc for him as well. Also made 3 out of 6 from the free throw line. 24 points for Reed Johnson on 9 for 16 shooting, in the contest. 19 points for Andrew Beers, 10 points for Joey Barker, 5 for Andrew Cornelius, and 4 for Rocco Paulson. Northwestern, meanwhile, got 17 points from Caden Stevens, 16 points from A.J. Green, 15 from Japheth Nyamari, and 10 from Soren Anderson in the contest. But I'd have to say, if I was going to give this a post-game show player of the game, as we're going to try to get out there as quickly as possible here so we can reset for game number 2, it'd have to be the sophomore from Slinger, Wisconsin, Andrew Beers. 19 points for Beers, 6 out of 8 shooting, 1 for 1 from beyond the arc, and 6 for 7 from the free throw line. He also had a team-leading 7 rebounds in that contest. So Andrew Beers is your post-game show player of the game. With the win now, the Yellow Jackets improved to 9-11 overall. They're now 6-3 in the conference. Northwestern falls to 11-9 overall, and also is 6-3 in the conference. Up next for the Yellow Jackets, they'll be back here on Saturday the 8th for Alumni Day, taking on Martin Luther, 3 p.m. The opening tip of that one, 2:45 the pregame with yours truly. That'll be a joint broadcast on 91.3 FM KUWS and on Yellow Jacket TV. Big thank you to Chris Allen, who is my engineer back in the studio for game 1 of this doubleheader. Also big thank you to Evan Ludwig, who is my producer at Yellow Jacket TV for his work as well in game 1. We hope you'll stick around for game number 2. If not, we'll be talking again on Saturday. So for Evan Ludwig with Yellow Jacket TV and also Chris Allen with 91.3, this is Matt Johnson one more time repeating the final score. Game 1 of our doubleheader, your final score, Yellow Jackets 87, Northwestern 78. Game 2 coming up in about 20 minutes. This has been Yellow Jacket Men's Basketball on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.